All right, y'all. So they released a trailer for season 2 of Invincible. I cannot wait for it to come back. Cannot wait. Let's talk about it. All right, so this trailer was real thick. It had a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's go. All right. But before we do, real quick, I just want to say that I released my newest EP. All right. Musical album is out. If you want some bops, if you want some spooky season bops, I got it for you. Make sure you check my description box for all that. Also, if you like fantasy, if you like, if you want to read some fantasy, I wrote an ebook in 2020. I'm working on the sequel right now. It's called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. It's very homosexual, very got some magic, got some fire, got a dragon. You know what I mean? It's fun. It's fun. So check it out. Link in my description box. Now back to Invincible, right? So we pick up in the aftermath of what Nolan has done. Remember, he destroyed the city in his fight with Mark. And honestly, I'm not even gonna call it no fight because, bitch, it was no, that was not a fight. That was a beatdown. Okay, I mean, Mark got jumped like he always do. But that was a beatdown, babes. It was a no fight. It was a no altercation. It was a demonstration. Okay, it wasn't no altercation, bitch. It was a demonstration of Omni-Man's goddamn power. So, picking up after. I love how the news report here says Chicago life after Omni-Man. Yeah, girl, he fucked that city up. The reporter said we all remember that day. For some, the pain will never fade, and it's just like, yeah, girl. Because we see Mark here revisiting the site where he got his teeth punched out, bitch, and stressed out his dentist, bitch. Omni-Man had Mark's GP stressed out, had his dentist all stressed out, girl. I mean, of course, Mark gonna grow that shit back, obviously, but it's like, oh my God. Mark said, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be my dad, and just like, well, girl. And then he said, but what if that happens? What if that actually happens? What if I become him and I don't even know it? And I'm just like, girl, in my head, I'm like, girl, you got a long way to go before you become Nolan, because he was swinging your ass around the planet, bitch. He was swinging your ass around the planet, beating your ass in the face with mountains and shit, bitch. Like, you got a long way to go before you become Nolan. No shade, baby. I think that's the last thing you need to be worried about at this point. But I do understand it. He's just like, he sees this scary ass monster that his father was, especially when he thought he was just like, he just did not know that he could be capable of this shit. So, like, I understand being nervous about that, but I was like, girl, you have to be able to throw a punch first, no shade, Invincible, before we ever get worried that you're gonna turn into somebody's warlord. Like, bitch, I promise you, we are good. We are good. But I do like this scene here, especially when we're talking about his worries, right, about becoming his father. I think this scene here shows multiple things. The first thing is, like, yes, obviously he's trying to help because the place where he's bringing all this water is on fire. So, like, he's trying to help this place or put out this flame. But it also shows how destructive Mark can really be, right? Because this is the same kind of move that Nolan used when Nolan went to that one planet and destroyed it. He completely destroyed it just by flying so fast that the wake of the air around him was enough to blast everything to pieces. And Mark is kind of doing that same move here, just in a more tame way, where he's not blasting everything to pieces, but he's still, bringing this gigantic volume of water to put out the flame. And it's just like, that's kind of the same move that Nolan did. It's just used in a different way, right? So, like, putting that in between all this conversation that he's having with himself about, like, becoming his father and, just he doesn't want to become a monster. I think putting this scene here was really a good touch, So then he's talking to Cecil about, I need to do more. I can save lives. I'm just like, okay, sir, we are waiting for you to do more. Invincible. We are all waiting. No shade. I be really hard on his ass, but I'm just like, girl, you need to pick a different name, but you getting your ass beaten every episode, girl. Anyway. So then we see Alan return talking about Mark isn't like other Viltrumites. He's a good guy. He's a good person. And then Amber reappears here to piss off all the fan bros who are pissed at Amber. I'm just like, girl, I know y'all hate her ass. And she's still here. Y'all gonna just have to be mad about it. Invincible says, you're way too good for me, Amber. I'm just like, yeah, we know. We all know. And I'm just like, why you why the showrunners got this character here, because if Adam and Eve, girl, if Adam, Eve, and Mark is Endgame, y'all got this black character in this role doing what? What y'all doing with it? What y'all, oh, child, yeah, just being black and like looking at how characters are used and shit, I'm just like, I just hope that y'all ain't gonna mistreat or just, child. Anyway, we got a good look at some new characters. The first one is Shapesmith, I guess. All right, girl. But the one that I actually give a fuck about, the one that actually does worry me is Angstrom. This guy, he's a very important antagonist. Screen Rant has a full rundown of his powers. We'll get into it right here. While it's anyone's guess as to how Angstrom attained the ability to do so, he possesses the ability to create portals to multiple dimensions and travel through parallel Earths. Moreover, he uses this ability to gain knowledge about himself from the different universes, thus attaining a near infinite amount of knowledge and wisdom. Angstrom is perhaps one of the most capable and lethal foes in Invincible. As mentioned before, he has the ability to create portals to multiple dimensions and pass through them at will. He can teleport, has enhanced strength and durability as a result of his recent disfigurement / transformation, whatever that means. I think we saw some of that in the trailer where he strapped himself in this damn machine. And has a genius level intellect thanks to his enhanced brain. Most of these abilities aren't too different from what Invincible is used to facing, but his dimension hopping ability does pose an interesting threat. If Angstrom can travel to different dimensions and interact with himself from parallel universes, i.e. asking about a foe's weakness or true identity, who might try to kill him, etc., gaining access to that kind of knowledge would in effect make him invincible, no pun intended. Kirkman is a clever writer, so this is something he no doubt kept in mind when making the character, but it will be interesting to see how the show handles this potentially overpowered ability. Additionally, it will be fun to see if there are any major drawbacks or differences in Invincible Season 2's version of Angstrom's abilities from his comic books iteration. So those abilities sound absolutely insane, and it makes the trailer to me make more sense. I'll talk about that a little bit later. The Mahler twins are back, of course. It's gonna be the comedic relief, girl. Alan, I think Alan is the one who said, your powers don't make you a hero, they make you dangerous. Here go Mark again, getting beat the hell up, and he's been captured yet again. Although this guy I think is Angstrom, right? Here it's saying, make him pay for what he did to your world. And I'm like, wait a minute, what y'all talking about? What did Mark do to you? What did Mark do to your world? Are y'all talking about his dad? But then I'm just like, we talking about this guy can hop to other dimensions. I'm like, maybe, because later on in the trailer, this guy Angstrom was like, I need revenge. So I'm like, maybe they looking for a Mark from a different dimension, right? And you know, that particular Mark may have fucked up their planet or some shit, and they found our Mark instead, and our Mark is the one that, I don't know. So it just felt weird. I'm just like, what did he do besides get beat up by Nolan? Like, what did he do? And then the mom, oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. But the mom said, the last 20 years of my life have been a lie. I'm just like, girl, yes, they have. I am so sorry. Omni-Man is a fucking monster. Like, I'm so sorry. But yes, they have been a lie. We're going to have to recalibrate. And honestly, prepare for when this motherfucker come back, girl. Adam Eve is back. Speaking of a return, after she slayed us with that amazing special, the Amazon special, bitch. That shit gave me so much life, bitch. She needs her own show. I just love her powers. They need to give her a spinoff right the fuck now. So Mark is here fighting the Immortal, right? And remember, at the end of the first season, Omni-Man had destroyed the Immortal for the second time, or killed him for the second time. So Mark is here fighting him. And there's this weird smirk on Mark's face that I've never seen, like, Mark do. Like, it's this villainous smirk. I'm just like, girl, it's weird. And then Immortal says, so arrogant, just like your father. And like, that's why, like, it's just giving me that it's a different Mark, because Mark is not arrogant. He's annoying. He can be annoying, but to me, a lot of the show is about him becoming even confident period, and confident with his powers, and he's just not there yet. And this Mark here with this smirk seems like somebody else. It just does. And then after I think Mark saw Omni-Man kill the Immortal, I'm just like, what possible reason would Mark have to be smirking and smiling and trying to fight? It seemed like he was inviting the altercation, right? Between himself and the Immortal. So I'm just like, it just doesn't seem like something our Mark would be doing. Even if the Immortal, I don't know, the Immortal might be coming saying, hey bitch, where the fuck your dad at, or something like that. But it seems like it wasn't about Nolan. Like, the Immortal I mean, in the small, clip that we saw, but it didn't seem like the altercation was about Nolan. It seemed like, girl, what I'm dealing with you right now. So even though he did bring up his father, I don't know, y'all. It just feels weird. It's just that with Angstrom's powers, these different dimensions, these parallel Earths, it opens up a lot of possibilities for the plot, right? So that's kind of what's making me think that. I love this shot here of someone in front of a black hole. And at first I was like, who the fuck is that? But then I saw that this person was wearing a cape and just chilling next to a black hole. So I'm like, it gotta be somebody crazy strong. And with the cape, I'm just like, it could very well be Nolan out there just flying the fuck around, doing whatever he's doing now. So it could really be Nolan. Mark is making this announcement talking about, people of Earth, the more you resist, the worse this gets. And if you think you can stop us, don't forget, I'm invincible. And I'm like, why is Mark sounding like a damn overlord, like a damn dictator? This is not our Mark? I don't know. This gives me different dimension. This gives me parallel Earth, where Mark has taken over and fucked somebody up, fucked the planet up. And that's why Armstrong is coming through these dimensions trying to find, I don't know, trying to get revenge on goddamn Mark. So it could be anything. But it's just, this don't seem like our Mark. He was getting tossed around. Like I said, now he talking about people of Earth, making this big ass announcement and shit. It would be such a quick, turnaround for that character, for it to be in one season like that. So I'm like, this gives me another parallel Mark doing something crazy. So, and he said, if you think you can stop us, just don't forget I'm invincible. But he didn't say if you think you can stop me. So I'm like, it's giving very much Viltrumite vibes from Mark that I'm getting. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. This was just me running my mouth about the damn trailer. I'm very excited for season 2 to come back. Just because the characters are so well written and the stories it's just fun and the powers are cool. It's just, I'm a nerd, so you know why. But thank you so much for checking out the video. Love you so much, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.